Hey guys, Sheep here. It's been a while. We are here to go over one of the new elite updated skills for Diablo 2 ReMoDdeD. We will be showing off Whirlwind, which gained base damage while whirlwinding. What this means is while whirlwinding, you're pretty much given grief style damage. So with a one-handed weapon, we're given 40, and with a two-handed weapon, we're given 120, which takes our whirlwind damage from a solid 151. Like, that's okay damage for a level 1 whirlwind. Like, that'll get you through normal. Our axe is kind of okay, but nothing ridiculous. It's just pretty much a white axe. Whirlwinding, we're at 565 damage. That is a huge damage boost. And for leveling, that is some solid damage on a melee. But what if we maxed out Whirlwind? We're now getting 690 base damage while whirlwinding. That takes us from 404 Whirlwind to 6,750 Whirlwind. That is some super solid damage there. Now, what if we maxed our synergies? In battle-tested War Stance and technically Master of Arms, we're going to count it even though it's not technically a synergy. We're now at almost 9k damage. That is some hella damage for just maxing your skills on a melee build. Of course, it's actually a little more once you like cast your war cry. You're at 9.5. That is some seriously solid damage. So we're going to be doing this for our leveling. Theoretically, this build should be very good. We just have to get over the couple of things Whirlwind can't do. So what can Whirlwind not do? Whirlwind can't cast CGCs. Okay, so no amp for us. That's fine. We can get around no amp. No amp. It sucks, but that's fine. No amp. Got it. Good. Unfortunately, no CTCs also means no splash damage. So we can't proc things like Cleaving Splash, Piercing Splash, etc. That's a bigger deal because Whirlwind isn't actually AoE. This skill looks AoE, doesn't it? That looks like an AoE skill. No. What it does is it picks one monster every 0.4 seconds in the 0.4 seconds cap in the Whirlwind to hit. That's kind of bad, especially when you can't do splash, but we're already doing 9.5k damage. Like, as long as we're one hitting, like, a bunch of packs, that's not too bad. Like, a bunch of mobs in a pack, that's not too bad. Then you get to the other ones, like, you can't drink potions while whirlwinding. Oh, well, we'll just build tanky enough that it won't matter, right? That's fine. Okay, I can get over all that. All that stuff, fine. Here is the biggest fucking downside to whirlwinding in ReMoDdeD. You can't stack kills while whirlwinding. Like, let's see if I can kill somebody. Sorry, I have no gear on, to be fair. Let me try to fall on this one. Okay. Yeah, you can't get kills on Whirlwind. You can't stack kills on Whirlwind. So, that's just percent health down the drain, unfortunately. That's a big one. And yeah, that's just like generally bad. So with the one-handed weapon, we're doing 3k. Two-handed weapon, we're at 9.5, as I said earlier. So we're planning on playing Big Dick Strength Stacking Whirlwind Barb from scratch. So let's get straight fucking to it. Okay, let's get straight to this. I'm just going to double check my things real fast, and we're good. So this is our barbarian spin to lose. No, we ain't winning on this one. Not even a little bit. So, first things first. Get our cube done. Get this all set up. So, a few things to go over with. This is actually my second attempt at this. The first video crashed and I had to start over. As such, I will be stealing my bag from my last run. Plus the rune wars I made after Countess, and this is just to make this go a little faster for us. I don't want to sit there and take farm and do some shopping. I'll go over that more when we get there. This is just some set items I found on the other character. I'm not planning on actually using them. They just didn't want to delete them. And then there's this stuff, which as usual is our rune removers, and just to make things a little easier on us so we don't have to sit there and buy them as everything else. We will try not to use socket removers unless we mess up just by being stupid. Like, in my last run, I made a lust belt, but I put Tal Eld, and I went, oh, that's wrong, and used a socket remover. That's the only kind of thing we'll be using them for. And that is it. We're good to go. So, first things first, we're building Whirlwind. So we're going to be a whirly boy. But we don't get Whirlwind till 18, so we're going to have to start with Bash into Ground Rend, and then later Whirlwind. We're going to skip anything. We're going to skip Den, probably, because there's the issue with Den having treasure goblins in it, and we do not have an answer to treasure goblins this early. So we're just going to try to find big packs and just sit there and bash into them. Early game, all our points are going to energy until we get 50 energy. 1 point Master of Arms. An Exploding Shrine is actually kind of useful. Oh, that's right. It's not useful because Exploding Potions don't exist. My bad. If Exploding Potions existed, it'd be useful. We're not going to judge this character based on leveling experience until we hit 18. There's no reason to, really. Okay, then we're going to immediately respec. Fix our natural resistance, and then just ground render to victory. As I was saying, no Den. No Den, no Den, no Den. We do need to be probably 7 or 8 before we decide to push into Cold Plains. Let's be a little tankier. I don't want to die for stupid reasons. So the reason I had to restart... Oh, I'll talk about that, and then I'll talk about this branch. The reason I had to restart is my computer decided to shit itself. A rune goblin. Can I kill a rune goblin? Apparently I can. A slow and odorous thing. So the reason branches are red is because I was fucking with the coloration of items so that I could find rune words for my druid a little easier. This is going to take an hour. But as long as he's poisoned, we'll eventually get there. What if it's better to just go to town and then do it? Go town, buy some potions, and then try to kill him. I might cheese the first, like, 18 levels or so with rune words that we'd get after Countess. Nah, that feels dog water. I'm just gonna do this properly. I actually think we do more damage if we stand like a distance from him. Maybe not. He doesn't say poison, so no. Unfortunately, this is our highest damage skill right now. Wow, this might take a moment. Give me a good rune, please. Elrune. Ayo! That's way higher than I should ever have access to this earlier. What is that worth in mid-runes? That is 16 midpoints. Okay. Treasure goblins do be good. That was worth my time. That'll be really nice for later. Let us skip just a couple of steps. Champion coal rats are still worth tons of money. Not money, XP. We are good on our energy, so we'll just go into the vitality now. I think 40 is fine. 50 is probably a little better for consistency, but meh. I would love to see Bishop Wash. Try to find the Thesaurus set off of him. There we go. Masara set is very tanky, and I would suggest farming it if you don't want to go the full Rune Word to level route, or just want something different. You can just get it off farming Bishop Boss, try to find a nice layout like the one we have where he's just right there. And I'll be going over flavor drops as we need them and as we see like areas they're in. Good, proper Stony Field. A very solid one is Nashers off of Rakanishu. Or Healthy Breakfast just to be shiny. We got Nashers. Okay, cool. Easy run, easy life. Yeah, XP in here is a little long, a little bonkers. So they gave Nashers piercing damage. Oh, that's such an upgrade. I'm gonna keep this in case we fall when we see goblins we can't kill. Because we found the Nashers, I'm going to swap to Bash. Actually, let's have some fun. Let's play Frenzy. We do unfortunately have to have Natural Blessing, and the rest can go in Master at Arms. I should have gotten 1 point in Bash for clear. Rip. All into Vitality. Yep. So realistically, after finding that IO, we should have just immediately went and made our rune words. But I'll do it at the point in the game where we're supposed to do it, which is at Countess. Like post-Countess farm. Unfortunately, I can't go back to buy potions because I'm doing the portal into Stony Field Way. That's unfortunate. That's fine. We're just gonna keep pushing through this. Okay, I should have gone with like Bash here. As I got 1.1 Wonder skill. Oops, too late. Oh, we can do it now. Go Bash, left click. So now we just get all the speed off our Frenzy, and then we run around bashing things. Okay, that's not where we want to go. Let me at least do this so we have some mana potions. Like, Frenzy is a good late game once you have, like, items and stuff, but, this is what I saw. I saw the gym. The gym, carver. I just don't have the damage. It's just not worth my time. I will come back for you later if I remember. I probably won't, but if I remember. Okay, they're really, like, a hell only kind of thing. But they do spawn in normal and nightmare. In nightmare, you could probably kill one without too much effort. That's not where I wanted to go. Okay, so here's Countess. If we need to do Countess runs, this would be the time to do it. You want to do Countess runs to about 5k rune points. That's enough to make all the items we're going to make. I don't see waypoint. So we're just going to move on. But yeah, realistically, Countess to Countess to 5k room points does get all your items that you need. Up until, like, Nightmare. At which point you'll make a couple changes so that you have accuracy. Okay, let's go save Kane. And then we'll do stuff like we just farmed Countess. I think the frenzy thing was a little better when we had Maddox to give us some base attack speed. Now that we don't have that anymore, it's just not as good. Ground run is just probably just like generically better. Oh well. We'll spec back the ground run as soon as we go down here. We'll grab our Kane reward, which is him talking to us, say we could identify things. Grab our shoddy ring, which would have been great on any other character but this one. And now let's pretend we just farm Countess. In my other run, it took me 3 Countess attempts to get to enough money to make it useful. And in this one, it took 0 because we found that IO rune really early on. So with your Countess stuff, you're going to set up this setup. Let me put it all on and then I'll explain it all. I just threw my Nashor on the ground. So we're going to set up with a Daylight Gloves. Unfortunately, we can't proc the life and mod after each kill on Whirlwind, but all the other stats are good enough that that doesn't really matter. For superior rolls, you're looking for all stats, but you need at least 1 life mana leech to make things easier for you. For our helmet, we want Obsession, mainly for the increased maximum life by 23%. Our chest piece is Stealth, 100% for the movement speed. Our belt is Lust, because you can't drink potions while whirlwinding, so we needed to do something for sustain, and Redemption Aura is OP. Our boots are Lightning, mostly for the Lightning Absorb and Lightning Resistance. We cannot proc Chance to Cast on Whirlwind because Whirlwind is a bad skill. Next, we have Ancient's Pledge. It is the best roll on this is 5% to all maximum attributes. We have a 4% maximum attribute shield because I was too lazy to farm for a +5. And then a steel made in a crystal sword. You can get a crystal sword off of Edirome when you're high enough level, or by going to Act 2. Yeah, see, there's one right here. Like, it's not particularly rare. If you have a 3-socket crystal sword, just put a jewel in first and then make your rune word. And if you don't know about runic forging, please see the documentation on the wiki or on the Discord. So we're going to push on. We're going to push on as if we have this already. I'm just going to move on. So let's set up our potions, and we're going to respec out of Frenzy. I'm going to go max block because I fucking can. The rest is going Vitality. We're going to go 1 point Master of Arms. I'm debating going all into Bash. I'm just going to go Ground Under. And then the rest into Natural Resistances. We're not at the point where I want to be using War Stance. Like, it's just too many points. Ground Render. Unsummon. Spell power is also really good on ground render. It gives us an additional rift, which means we can shotgun enemies. Also, ground render can actually proc CTC, so we can actually proc the Rolling Thunder. Wow, look at that. Overall, leveling Whirlwind was super chill on our first try. So I'm assuming it's going to be the same on this one. Like, we may not do a lot of damage, but we are very tanky. And our damage is... Okay. It's not that we don't do a lot of damage, it's that we don't have a lot of AoE. Because remember, Whirlwind is not AoE. It just looks AoE. The biggest bait of any skill in existence. Probably. Yeah, keeping up the 75% block might be a little too annoying, so we'll probably just go with 50% block. I'm going to check these boots. Two socket res boots. Rip. I saw the rare over here. Boots! Hot spurs, hot spurs. Like, maximum fire resist is nice, but like there's no real use in them. The lightning absorb is just like way more useful. Unfortunately. But it's a very solid first find item, to be honest. Like, if I was doing, like... I might do a run that's no rune words and see how far we can get. I am, thankfully, 17. Thankfully, you ask. That's so I can use ground render on Andariel without having to go back. So I'm just going to cheese a little bit, and we're just not going to kill a single fucking thing besides Andariel. Oh, we did it. Andariel's dead. Wow, we just now hit 18. I guess we'll have to play Whirlwind now. So anyway, Whirlwind. One Master of Arms. War Stance. 1 point natural resistances. I don't really need natural resistances right now. I might actually keep these points so we can max Whirlwind and Whirl Stance at the same time. I only need 3 points for that, so maybe the rest go into Master of Arms. You also put them in a battle tested if we want. I don't... I think I'll keep the 3 points. I'm going to put the 3 points into... Oh, that's a good question. I'm going to do the one Whirlwind, War Stance, rest into Master of Arms. I'll put 3 points into Master of Arms, so that we can max out our War Stance along with our Whirlwind at a reasonable rate. We'll go 50 into block and the rest into Vitality. Then we're going to go Whirlwind. We're going to make sure that's on. We're going to set up our free cast. And we're going to go to Act 2. We want Master of Arms mainly for the accuracy rating, because accuracy is very very awful for us to get right now. God, it's always the Cathans. Like, why no Angelics? As you can see, like, Whirlwind has good damage. It just has no clear. I do suggest using as fast of a weapon as possible, because all our Whirlwind damage is actually coming from the base damage of the grief damage on this. An extra 50 damage is more damage than our weapon actually gives. Oh, almost more damage than our weapon gives. And a fast hitting weapon will allow us to pretend we're AoE I just don't want that waypoint. I just don't care. XP Shrine. Gold Goblin. There's no point killing this. So the reason we chose Steel as our weapon of choice is, one, Thorns still procs when we're rolling, thank God. But another one is it has 20% chance to apply Open Wound, which means we can actually kill goblins. That was one of the biggest deciding factors, to be honest. Gold Goblins aren't worth killing, but I was here. I was here, it was there. You know, sometimes it just be like that. I do like the goblins. I think they're a nice, like, change of pace. You see a goblin, you're like, holy shit, a goblin. I want to chase that goblin down. I know technically you're supposed to do triangles, but I don't fucking wanna. Skill point. This skill is going to go into... I'm gonna go ahead and get the 1 point in battle tested. Or in natural resistances. So we can put it on here. We don't really need it. We're close to cap anyway. But might as well grab it. Check our block. Dex. Unfortunately, like, one of the worst things about Ancient's Pledge is it does not have a good block chance to it. That's the only bad thing about the shield. It just doesn't have a good block chance to it. Oh, we do have to put 1 point into leap at some point. Probably after we max our battle orders. Let's combat shrine. Leap is very nice to have for Act 3, and it's kind of okay to have for now. I'll grab it next point, or next level, even though that means we won't have a point for Whirlwind, which kind of sucks. I'll make up for that on our next plus skill. I guess I'll go back and do Den finally. Now that we can actually kill goblins. And before I forget. Yeah, see, like, having a leap here might have gotten me down that hall. Or down the cliff. Our late game plan is to find a very solid two-hander with good range and just two-hand our way to victory. Okay, well, it's like right here. I'll actually drop a portal here and come back in that. Hopefully we'll find a waypoint. Well, now that we have Open Wound, we'll go ahead and kill this gem goblin. That is 20 gems for anyone wondering. And now to show you the thing Whirlwind is best at. Ready for this? It's traversing Maggot Lair. Yep, nothing traverses Maggot Lair as good as Whirlwind except teleport. But, you know, mentioning teleporting is just cheating. Like, how am I supposed to compete with teleport? Oh, yes. Another thing about Whirlwind, you can't pick up gold while whirlwinding. Just because it wasn't bad enough. One item down. I'm gonna go do Den real fast. I'll probably remove Den from the video. Okay, so we did Den. We grabbed our skill point, which is going to be Leap, and then we are back to pushing forward. Leap. Set our Leap to 2. We are on a roll because we didn't have to do shopping and we didn't have to do Countess farming. You want to let me leap down the wall? Nope. Nah, you can. I feel like you used to be able to leap down the wall. I don't feel like I'm crazy. It went night so fast, I thought I was in Lost City. That was wild. There we go. There's the dark I was expecting. Waypoint. Yeah, we are needlessly tanky. Just by virtue of being a barbarian. And have farmed our rune words, which is not a particularly hard thing to do. Yeah, 1200 damage whirlwinds on a level 22 barb is pretty solid. Like, we're not fighting caster damage, but we don't have a lot of the issues casters do about, like, being squishy or having mana issues. Though Lust Belt kind of solves that for us and for them. But we also have Leech, so we're very, very tanky. Leech tends to be a little bit of an overlooked defensive stat. Not meaning that people don't get Leech, but they don't think about it as a defensive stat. Oh good, we went every way but the right one. Shocker. I don't really need more gems, but you're here, I'm here. We're both here. Also, they're very good XP. Talk the Dragnon. Make our item. Pray that we don't get fucking glitchied. We did not, thank God. You can work around it in ReMoDdeD because the well acts as a secondary entrance for this area, but it's just so much easier if I don't have to deal with that. I don't think Whirlwind attack speed is affected by being cold. It doesn't look like it was. So our late game item for weapon is actually on Fire Eye. At least for the leveling process, it's Bolkathos' swords on Fire Eye. That's a pretty solid choice for us. I don't want to go that way. Take your gambles, take your bets. 1 through 4, 1 through 4. I'm going to say it's going to take us 2 attempts. I like 2. It's a very solid, safe choice. Hey! Guess I should have saved it for leaping this. XP Shrine. It is not this one. There's one. I'm going to go this way. Nope, it was not 2. It's going to end up being that red portal way, isn't it? We really just jumped straight up in the air because we were on the pillar. Just Diablo 2 things. It's fine. Don't think about it. If you don't think about it, it can't hurt you. I don't really understand giving Leap a cooldown, to be honest. Wow, it actually is the red portal way. I griefed myself by not going that way first. Awful. Okay, fine. I'll go the red portal way, game. Technically, it's like the fastest way to go because of the telekinesis pad, like, speeding. But I was just like, I don't feel like going this way. It is square, circle, cyclops, star, star. I see you there, rune boy. I could use a bear rune if you want to give me one of those. Jaw would also be okay. Can I even dream for a Zod? I don't know what they can drop in normal, to be honest. A Ral. I don't even want to pick it up. I don't need that shit. All that work for a Ral. We are on a roll. $41 so far. Solid, solid. $15K whirlwinds. So if you didn't know this, ReMoDdeD added 2 super chests. One is here. The other one is over here. I wish they were a little closer to the doors so you don't have to run all the way to them, but it's still worth opening. Identify. Let's go ahead and eat these gem veins. Eat these gems. Jewels will be nice for later. Misclick. And I'm gonna save this stuff. Vidala's was not what I was expecting, to be honest. Ooh, another gem. 20 AR isn't bad. Like, it's something. Barb has no flat AR in skills, which is so awkward. We got like insane amounts of percent AR and 0 flat. So Act 3, we're still in the same gear as our Countess gear. Oops. Shrubs. I still can't believe they gave them poison conviction. It's so funny. I'm gonna check those gauntlets because we're gonna need solid 2-socket gauntlets later. 7 all attributes, but they're also ethereal. Wrong one. Grab the waypoint. Cleaving damage. Solid. Spin our way through spider caverns. Unfortunately, it's on the other side of this wall. Figurine. This is treasure chest goblin. Something good, please. I have Edlich, I have Edlich, I have Edlich. I guess I'll wear an Edlich, like, why not? Like, it's a solid item. Man, the goblins really do bring some spice to leveling. You're just like, oh, that's not an item I'd usually be able to get here. I'll take that. Or, oh, I don't need to do Countess runs anymore. That's nice. They're probably a little too common because that's what my, like, 6th, 7th goblin. We're going to hope that this corner goes into Flare Jungle. It does not seem to. That'd have been just too convenient for us. Unfortunate. Oh, well, Flare's right here anyway, so it didn't matter. So after we max Whirlwind, we're going to go ahead and max Master at Arms. I want to say that's probably solid. Also an argument to go natural resistances. So I don't have to worry about actually getting resistances. Either one is a good plan. But I'm probably just going to wear a smoke armor late game anyway, so that doesn't really matter. Or mid game, rather. Realistically, I'd rather have a shaft stop if we can get one. But I don't want to spend a bunch of time farming Nightmare Mephisto for a shaft stop. Grab that. Hey. Okay, we're just not very good at farming like high density areas. Which layout is this? Is this corner? Yes. That was just Leap doing his job. It's so nice to have for Act 3. Makes everything suck less. I'm debating if I want to go like big axe build or big There's really no point going big axe build. Like I think going like big hammer build is probably more damage. The reason I say there's no point going big axe build is you can two-handed axes and you can dual wield two-handed axes in ReMoDDeD. There we go. That's what I wanted to say. So it'd probably be better off just to dual wield those. But you can't dual wield like big hammers, so I think that's probably the way to go about it. Waypoint. I'm looking for the Sweet Temple, which I think should be in the front. That is a gym one. Yeah, as I'm saying, the goblins are a little too common. I'm sure that'll get toned down before the big skill update that's incoming. But until then, enjoy it. here is this. Then we'll do sewers. Should check that jewel out. Rip. What I'm going to do is I'm going to drop this here. I'm going to teleport the I'm going to walk the Travical. And then I will go back to town and go down through sewers. Probably go ahead and turn this quest in while we're in town. What is this one? It's Bonesy. Socket remover. I forgot there's another one. Woo, we did it. A socket remover. Wow. That'll be very useful. Actually, being able to get a socket remover this early is extremely useful. Considering how the only other ways to get socket removers are trials bosses and cubing all four essences together. Oh, look at that. Nice layout. RNGesus be on our side right now. I should have said that out loud. That's going to come back to bite me later. Open up! Knock, knock, motherfucker. Thank you. I can already see that, my luck is being a little too good. That's worrying. That's not a good sign. I think as soon as we finish this, I'm going to make a break in my recording, so in case I crash, it's not an issue. I can't tell if the red items are uniques or not. So easy. God, there's so many enemies. My poor little Whirlwind just isn't good enough for that. Well, our Whirlwind is 12. We're 29. So Whirlwind is maxed at 37. I think I do want to keep my damage high. But I don't think the way to do that is actually going and getting like our synergies max. I think our synergies are actually probably the last thing we're doing, simply because Whirlwind already gets so much plus percent from simply like levels that like another 60% from your it's 160% from your skills just isn't worth it for synergies until like later on. Like I'd much rather go ahead and grab like the critical strike chance and the crit damage or the crit chance, deadly strike, so we can get an extra like 45%, 30% deadly and 15%. No, it's 15% deadly and 39% critical, which they do not stack. They roll separately, but that's fine. That's still like a 50% chance ish to hit a crit. And we get some free open wound as well, which would be kind of nice. Where the hell is hell? I ran right past it. Oops. Let me reposition my fucking seat. Kliga. Honestly, a weapon with good like like high max damage is probably really nice, because we're already adding so much base damage with our Whirlwind itself. Not that I'm realistically thinking about using Kligalas, but just saying. You could potentially use something that just has really good max damage scaling. Hellforge Hammer. And we fixed the loot table on Hephaestus finally. Just let me hit the stupid... An Aetherone, wow, amazing. It's so good, I think I'll never recover. Anyway. It does feel a little bad to use your war stance when you don't have like any good plus skills. As you can see, I was paying a lot of attention to what we were doing and still wasn't dying. Just barb things. Took that scale mail for any good rolls on it. One socket. Doesn't matter how good of rolls it has if it's one socket. Yeah, we're 32 already. God damn. That is 210 damage to Whirlwind. That is 2k Whirlwinds. I don't want any of that. Diablo dead. Extra skill points. I do think I want to max power overwhelming for the 15% deadly strike, 15% open wound, 15% crushing blow. But I think better to max natural resistance first, so that increase our shout duration. Plus we get magic resist, which will be really nice later, especially by Nightmare Act 2. You could also get exoskeleton because physical resistances is going to be really necessary later. That is worth thinking about. I do not think you get combat efficiency though. The other option is going and maxing Master of Arms for crit strike. Pretty sure Whirlwind is already an uninterruptible attack. I think that I'm going to go the route of trying to max Exoskeleton for physical resistances, because I think that's the most damage we're going to take in the mid to late game. But realistically, we're going to max them all in the end anyway. It's also a button I don't have to remember to press, which is a big guess for us. Oh my god, is my my game audio hasn't been on this entire time. That is an hour of no game audio, just me talking. I am very upset, and I'm not fixing it. That's kind of really annoying. I'll probably have to overlay some music over the first part of it. I'm not doing it again. It'd be attempt number 3, and it's just not worth my fucking time. Which one is this? Oh, it's the Gold Goblin. 5k gold? Wow. Being this zoned out is at some point going to kill me. I can feel it now. As heart chest piece. You know, we could potentially just do something like go Plates of Fortitude or Plates of Protection, which has some very solid set pieces on it and a really solid set bonus for this build too. That'd be the tanky option to go, but I do think that going going two-hand big stick is the way to go for damage. Like, even something as simple as an up bonus not probably a lot of damage. Sorry, 1 second. I got a fucking chat bot. Chatbot deleted. As usual, we'll come back to Anya after we get teleport, and it doesn't suck as much. So post Baal, we'll do Anya. Okay, I see the waypoint, so that's good. That's a plus. I hope I wasn't breathing on my mic the entire time. God, that'd be awful. To be honest, I'm kind of like fighting to stay awake right now. What? What? I didn't know that was a thing. Okay. There we did it. That's one thing that Whirlwind can do that no other build in the game can do. We found it. The one thing Whirlwind is good at. Besides teleport, but we don't count teleport. Whirlwind can go through guard towers. You know, here's something funny. I don't even remember seeing Throw Socket. Like at all. Not even like 1%. Might as well get a new one. It's there. I don't think we need to go that way. So up we go. Oh, I did forget. There's one other area where you had to clear everything besides Den of Evil. It's Baal waves. I don't know how I forgot that. Probably because it's been a while since I've done Baal runs. Almost max Whirlwind. We're doing almost 4K Whirlwind now. God. There's more than enough damage to take us like through the rest of the game, to be honest. Even better if we pick up that nice two-hander. Has to be fast, though. Like, if it's not a fast weapon, it's going to feel bad after using Crystal Sword. What if we get the double Ancient level? Oh, P8 Ancients, you say? I was definitely paying attention. I would definitely never do Player 8 Ancients. We did not get the 2 levels. I'm looking for a nice Summoner Club. That's why I used to pick those up. Okay, that is Whirlwind maxed out. That was a almost 4K damage Whirlwind. Which I think means we don't really need to go more points into Whirlwind through this run. Or get more damage from Whirlwind. Yeah, it's already doing 890. War Stance and Battle Tested, or Battle Tested would only give us another 80 damage. There's no reason to do that. We'll get that like way later. Let's focus on everything else first. Is that Dimensional Blade? Turn around! Turn around! Demon High Boots. I can read. Mm-hmm. Yep. I don't think a Dimensional Blade can drop in here anyway. So yeah, I think the plan here is let's max out Exoskeleton for that physical damage reduction. Then we'll max out natural resistances for the magic damage reduction. That should make us tanky enough for Nightmare in Hell. We'll be done with that by 60 easily. Slow Whirlwind looks so funny. That's 780 damage base with 200 weapons. Do you kind of want to pick up a 200 weapon and just like look at it? I think this is Necromancer only. Great Axe. Do it with that one after we're done. Actually, let's do Baal with this YOLO two-handed weapon we found on the ground.
I can't use this yet.
60 strength. Problem solved. Actually, I'll just go ahead and do full. So, survey says that our Whirlwind does a whopping 9,000 damage. Come here, Baal. Bonk. I am very disappointed because I can't fucking hit him. Amulet, gauntlets, beacon of hope. Gauntlets are Frosties. Amulet is probably Nokazans. I'm good at this. Beacon is, what do you know? Beacon and teleport, so we now get rid of our point in heroic leap. No point. Then we're gonna go get our Anya quest, and cows is our terror zone, which is kind of interesting. Like it just now swapped too, so we have an hour of nightmare cow or normal cow's terror zone if we wanted to. I don't know about our clear though, but it'd be really good XP. Might honestly be worth doing. Guys, don't forget that you can you need the double bow to get your max war stance. Here, she talks a little too much. And boop. There's no way the personalized item that Anya gives us is worth anything at all. So we will do cows, and that is it for normal. Yeah, the XP in this isn't particularly great. This player's 8 Terror Zone cows, and it's just like, there's XP here, but what are you talking about? I ain't writing home to mama about this. Definitely not helped by our severe lack of single target or multi-target. There are no gear changes in Nightmare. We're still on Steel, Daylight, Obsession, Stealth, Lust, Lightning Boots, and Ancient's Pledge. Our rings are a Cathan Seal because we found one, a faster caster ring that doesn't matter, and I have Ledge that we just happened to find. They really don't matter at all. Ignore target defense is kind of nice, but nothing else on that is. You could, for shits and giggles, use something like a two-handed weapon. It is a lot more damage. Like, that is 10k Whirlwind on a fucking normal player. On a, like, level 42 character. But then you're giving up the ton of resistances you get from your Ancient's Pledge. And to be honest, we don't need that much more damage because we already kind of popped things, like everything. Without trying. It really does just come down to ReMoDDeD as a game with a lot of something, like a lot of enemies. So, Not having AoE is just painful. Thankfully, realistically, how often do you need that much AoE while leveling? Like, while farming, AoE is king. Always will be, always has been. Technically. At least for ReMoDDeD. For a base game, you could argue you don't need that much AoE because we have champion pack farming. That's just another thing in ReMoDdeD, really. Because we don't have the best item, the best skill for that, which is find item. Without find item, there's like no real reason to go champ pack farming. Our champ packs also don't drop items as well as they do in base game, which I think is actually a better, like, overall feeling that everything kind of has an equal chance of dropping good items. Instead of just, like, teleporting into the middle of a champ pack, popping, like, the one champion, looting its corpse, and moving on. Missed one somewhere.
I need mana.
Where though? What is this one? This is treasure chest? 160,000. God damn. It's not. Three treasure chests. Let's go. Treasure chest 1. Heart Carver. I say a very solid item. Not resistance and Shadow Knight's item things. The rest is pretty garbage for us. If only, right? I'm gonna do this. Last chest? We got 3 rings. Naggle, Mantle, Naggle. Naggle rings are actually premium right now. I might actually just wear both of them. Because Magic Find is a good stat. There's also the argument of using the model heal. We'll keep it around, but we're not really planning on using it. So we got 3 points. We're going to continue to max out Exoskeleton.
I am a cop.
Yes. 1 more point to max Exoskeleton. This is a Kleeglaw. Which you could really argue there's no point to be wearing Daylight. But realistically, I just don't think 2-item Kleeglaw is worth talking about. It's 300 damage more. Whoop. Oh, Heartcarver's Necromancer only. I should bring this up. I'm gonna take a screenshot of this so I can bring this up. I'll bring that up later. That's so funny. My Necromancer only barb weapon. think that's Tankreds. We're a little over leveled, so we're just gonna kind of whirlwind slash run through here. I'd teleport, but our mana costs are way too high. I'm just going to do some like half-ass teleporting, which is fine. Definitely something we could do. Like teleport until your mana's low and then hit one pack, heal your mana back up.
These magic stones are ancient. Not enough mana.
I don't really see a reason to save Kane in Nightmare. Or Normal. In Nightmare? Yeah, we're in Nightmare. Duh. How's it going, Joker? Just recording for the video I'm gonna put up in a couple days.
Not enough mana. I need mana.
I need mana.
Not enough mana.
Not this way. Up we go. I kind of wish I was like functioning at nighttime. Like I don't like that currently I get up at 6 o'clock in the morning and I'm just like dead by 8. It's not a fun time. Do not recommend. Waypoint? Okay, that is exoskeleton. I thought exoskeleton match was 10. 10.
This tree is one of a kind.
We kind of do need to do Nightmare Countess. Because I do need to get NV gloves. But I might just be lazy and get picked them up later. Like, our accuracy seems fine for now. Yeah, that accuracy seems fine. Oh, goblin! Goblin!
Evil and corruption.
Just another socket remover, but like still. I think it's on top of me, but I really can't tell. There's just so much going on right here. Wait, can monsters attack goblins? What? Interesting. Two socket removers. Let's go.
No one should ever.
Okay, 10 to max and actual resistances. I'm just not going to care about our block chance. I think that's fine. I can't possibly think of any situation where we'd get one shot for not having max block. Not even 2. Maybe 3. Maybe 4.
So cold and damp under the earth.
This was definitely a no fear play. Rock Stopper. Okay, that might actually be worth considering. I think that's Rock
Let
Stopper
the
at least.
gate be open.
Yeah, it's Rock Stopper. Some extra damage reduction would be nice, and what is 20 health to a barbarian? Yeah. 20% health is nothing, but good resistances and some damage reduction? Yep. Solid. We'll keep this for explaining what other helm options we have. What is tank grids? Go into that. Fine. I'll keep my block chance up. Okay, let's go get Kane before I forget and don't want to do it. Because I am going to want to do Nightmare Cows. Oh, we might have to put that model back on. Because we did lose 5% of our mono leech. Could you just walk into this fucking corner already? Thank you. That sounds way more delicious than what I had for dinner. Shale Soul, that's solid at least. Yeah, we're gonna need that modeled. I had some tacos. They were okay. It was more that we needed to cook the meat before the meat went bad, as is tradition in this household. Rakanishu's up in the corner. I know where he is. Yeah, cook it while it's not gonna make me sick. Save my eyes by teleporting over here. This should be Sanders. I'm looking for some like new staple meals to make. If you have suggestions, DM them to me. Oh, it's Raging Seas. Because I'm tired of making the same like 4 meals over and over again, which are spaghetti, tacos, spaghetti, tacos. What are the other 2? Curry and question mark. I'm probably just throwing it out of my mind because I don't even think about it. Yeah, that's probably the other one. I make a lot of burgers. Which they're not bad. I'm just kind of tired of eating them. Like maybe I want to eat something new every now and then. Something delicious and tasty. It's just too hot here to make stews consistently. Like, I love stew, but, like, goddamn, stew is not a warm weather kind of food. Very awkward to look at. skill point, healing, repair, natural resistance for another point, no waypoints. Like, there's two factors that keep me from eating, like, good food. One, I don't like cooking for two people. Like, 1 to 2 people. It just feels like such a waste of my goddamn time. And two is, like, I don't want to spend the time cooking. Like, I like cooking, and I still don't want to spend a lot of time cooking. Like, come home, chill for, like, 3 hours, make dinner, take a shower, out of bed is not a particularly fun lifestyle, let me tell you. It really depends on, like, what I'm cooking to an extent. Like, if it's something I can, like, leave to cook while I do other things, like, even if I'm just, like, watching the pot, per se, I don't mind that. Something I had to babysit really sucks. What is this layout? Yeah, I do have a Dutch oven now, and a slow cooker. So I could do more stuff with that, I just don't know what to do with it. Oh, the other option for food we eat all the time is baked chicken. Which, like, I don't have anything against baked chicken, it's just I don't want to see baked chicken. Is that a bone snap? Oh boy. This run might be about to be getting interesting. I still think just like a crystal sword would do more damage. It's just too hot here for chili. I literally cannot wear a bone snap. I cannot snap bones. This is a really dog water bone snap too. Okay. There's another problem besides that it's too hot for chili. The problem is, there's 3 people in this household. 2 people really like beans in their chili. And the 3rd person really fucking hates beans in their chili. And, like, I'm not gonna go out of my way to cook, like, food for 3 people that, like, no one's can agree on. I think chili without beans is meat paste and not worth fucking eating. And they think chili with beans is disgusting and not worth eating. So, you know, we're never going to come to agreement on that one. I could just make, like, regular mac and cheese. It doesn't have to be buffalo. Like a good, like, homemade mac and cheese. That does sound pretty good. Hey, the exit. I hope no one watches this video and is, like, starving to death. Like, sitting in their house, like, I don't want to cook anything.
It is good to know that the sun shines once again.
Yeah, that's different. Like, you're at least adding things to it, right? Like, it's not just meat paste chili. Go check that axe. Is that a solid axe? Where is fire axe? Okay, take your gambles, take your bets. 1 through 4, 1 through 4. I just don't want to make, like, basic white bitch chili. It was not one. Hey, goblin. That's a gold goblin, right? Do I even give a shit? Not really. It's just not worth my time. Yeah, that's the problem is, like, I think that chili with beans is just a better food. But, you know, whatever. Like, if I wanted Sloppy Joe meat, I would make Sloppy Joes, and not chili that look like Sloppy Joes. Three attempts. Or I guess 3 you were correct. It is star again? Wow, that's wild, actually.
Blood of foul sorcerers.
My damage is definitely starting to fall off, and I think I need to switch to two-hand, which I can do with that bone snap as soon as I get enough strength to wield it, or I respec, one or the other. Either one's pretty solid. Crawfish, I used to call crawfish crayfish, and that makes them angry. Is it not the same thing? Am I just wrong? I've never been interested in eating them, so I don't actually know. Yeah, I think I need to swap the two-hand. They are the same thing? Okay, good. Wow, that looks like garbage. I want to swap to bone snap.
I have failed. You are a day.
I want to be a snappy boy. I need a little. I need one more strength. Okay. Soon. Such a weird thing to fight someone over. It's just a regional dialect thing. Like, that's not a big issue, guys. You'll survive. So I think I want to make a King's Grace and a nice, fast, two-handed sword. Call them crawdads. So what you're saying is I shouldn't call them something like crawdaddies, right? That might upset them a little bit. Depends on my tone when I say it. Okay, I'll keep that in mind. Okay, we can finally wield this bone snap, thank God. Show me that sweet 12k whirlwind damage. Let's go snap some bones. What are my resistances like? Max, let's go. Get bonked, motherfuckers. Whirlwind really looking bad now. How can a skill that does 12k damage be bad? He asked, knowing the answer. It's bad because it has no AoE. Wow, wild how that works. That level mark probably prevented me from dying, to be honest. We do need a better weapon. Probably just a solid two-handed sword. I'm gonna see if there's another exit. I don't want to go to Great Marsh if I can help it. Cathan's mask. Play jungle. Like, our damage really is through the roof, but like, what are you doing with that? Like, at this point, a caster is probably caught up to us in damage. Bonesy! Oh yeah, I forgot they can drop bottles. And like, a caster is caught up to us, but we've stopped scaling because we need items.
Not enough mana.
Oh, this is bottom right,
Not enough mana.
I think. Oh no, this is middle layout, right?
I need mana.
Bottom left layout. Okay, that is max natural resistances. It's probably about as tanky as we're gonna get this game. What do we want to put our points into now? The answer is probably power overwhelming to grab the 15% deadly strike that offers us. That would be a solid choice. Because I do think the thing we need to scale is our damage. But to be honest, the real scale of our damage is just getting a King's Grace sword. Which we need to find a Dimension Blade for, and I think the earliest that can drop is like anytime in Act 4. Excuse me. I do have the idol already. Like, yeah, like, how do we ever clear this Whirlwind? Like 2 hours of doing this. Just gonna pray everything dies, I guess. Like, we can do it. It's just slow. Call this build something like slow and steady loses the race. Yeah, I think our norm damage was fine. I think our nightmare damage just dropped to fuck all. So if that's the case, we just need to find a solid new weapon that offers us something other than damage. And the answer for that is 100% just King's Grace.
I got. Looking for an upgrade? Maybe
So we will need a Dimension Blade. So I gotta keep an eye out for that. We'll need for one for our Mercenary League game anyway. There's no harm in making one now. We'll just give it to our Mercenary later. Efficiency. I see no Dimension Blades here. I think I would like Nightmare Festo's Waypoint. It's not the Waypoint. Also not the Waypoint.
Not enough mana.
There's is the waypoint?
I need mana. I need mana.
There's the exit. What a just fucking terrible layout. My accuracy is really suffering right now. Yeah, we need something about our accuracy. In which case, we need to make our envy gloves. And we also need to make our, King's Grace. So we need 2-socket gloves, and we need, a 3-socket dimensional blade. At least 3-socket dimensional blade.
Not enough mana.
Easy. There he is. Clear all the trash mobs. Finally focusing on Izzy. Yeah. Where is hell? I teleported right past it again. Got it, got it, got it. Got my 2 skill points. Fortunately, Master of Arms does not stop leveling at 10 like every other fucking passive skill.
Not enough mana. Not enough mana.
I think that the best thing to do at this point in the game would probably be to just go ahead and do Professor runs for some gear. Specifically, I think you can grab Ariad's Face for some good accuracy. You can grab Shaft Stop is droppable, which would be really nice for our damage reduction. couple other pieces, but I can't remember them off the top of my head. Time has come. I literally can't fucking hit the thing. Too many enemies on top of the pedestal. Please just let me hit the Hellforge. Soul is like the worst fucking outcome.
Not enough mana.
I almost died. I love that. Like, I almost died, and I don't really know why I almost died. Probably amp with no block chance. So I'm just sitting there taking a billion damage. We could use this instead of a Dimensional Blade. Like, it has similar damage. We need a little bit more strength. That's not really a problem. I was thinking about respeccing a little bit anyway. I do think I want a solid two-hand weapon instead, though. Now let's go ahead and do it. Our King's Grace is... Fuck! A King's Grace is... aim a rowel full and a sword or scepter. One, two. Well, first of all, I needed to put the aim for the jewel first. So we got that going against us. So, jewel first. Probably just that minus requirements jewel. Some attack rating. Yeah. Then we're going to convert our mid runes to low runes. Probably about 5 of them. Then we will make our aims. 5 of them. Aim. Ral. Bull. There's our King's Grace. We then runic forge it all the way to the top. Take this motherfucker to the moon. So the biggest part of this is definitely that conviction aura. That's a huge Danis boost for us, and we'll keep this for showing off later. So here's our King's Grace. 159 flat damage is really nice. Brings our Whirlwind to almost 6k. But the real benefit is 20%. Level 20 physical conviction aura is converted to a level 40 conviction aura, which is 120 to physical damage reduction, I think. Yeah. So we're doing pretty much double damage to every target now, as long as they don't have physical resistances. So realistically, we're doing 12k, and that doesn't include crits and stuff like that. I forgot to rebuff and almost died for it. Woo! Late game, we're going to put the King's Grace on our mercenary, so we don't particularly have to have it. The other option is to wear a solid grandfather. Good luck finding one, but that is an option. Like, this is free 1.8. But I do think this build just benefits from a solid mercenary anyway, regardless of if you're going to use it for the King's Grace or not. So the next step is definitely the too bad we can't proc things.
For you, Diablo.
The next step from here is definitely getting our MV gloves, which is going to require 20 mid-rune points. And 2 socket gloves, which 2 socket gloves are not a problem, it's the mid-rune points that are. We'll probably worry about that in hell, though. I do need to remember to drop Ancients to players 1 this time. I do not want to do players 8 Ancients when they're already kind of struggling for damage.
I need mana.
I saw him this time. We can go ahead and do it on you, but I do want to grab the waypoint first to do that. There's Glacial. There's Frozen. Waypoint. Lancers plus Antlers, eh? What a pleasant, pleasant teleport this is going to be. We might just be forced to go sword and board. To be honest, I think that damage reduction is like super necessary for us. Like just having a shield is a solid thing to have. 75% block is a hell of a drug. Anya saved. Especially when Storm Shield is like really easy to get right now.
I need mana. Not enough mana. I need mana.
Waypoint. Got him. We are currently 59. We're probably going to farm in Nightmare until we're about 75. I don't see like, any reason to progress into Hell before 75 in this mod. It was literally the shortest path possible and we missed it.
The guardians of Margaria await.
Rip us. I mean, we have solid player 1 damage. That's for sure. I'm not gonna do Baal runs. It's just not gonna fucking happen. If I'm gonna level 75 anywhere, it's probably gonna be cows. A superior giant sword. Wow, I'll consider it. My accuracy still sucks. Something alive somewhere in like a corner or something. Just whirlwind things. Baal, I don't see anything alive. There's a doll that was just stuck there. Okay. Thanks, game. A what? Okay. That's an SOJ from Diablo. Let's go. I think that's what that was off of. What am I doing with this SOJ? Nothing. That's what I'm doing with it. it's Gladiator's Bane. Or Iron Pelt, one or the other. Iron Pelt. Honestly, if we wanted to, we could swap to Iron Pelt when we get some more strength. Like, having a large amount of damage reduction is super sweet. Like, flat damage reduction. Realistically, though, we should probably stick to what we have. Process 22 midpoints, okay. And go like a, that's what I'm looking for. Like a full resistance armor. It's about to break, but it'll probably survive through this fight. Okay, that was pretty solid, honestly. I'm going to do some cow runs, and when the YouTube video continues, it'll explain what gear you want from before heading into hell. Cows are gonna be miserable. How'd I know? We do need a 2-socket alarm. At least the XP is solid, I guess. Ah, yes, this is what AoE looks like, right? You know, I think this is a great time to show this off. We're gonna respec real fast. And I'm just gonna show off why I don't like Whirlwind. Okay, so let's assume we're just like fucking Bash instead. Bash isn't even that good of a skill, but we'll be Bash instead. We'll get all our defensive stats like we had in the last one, and the rest of the points will go into Master Arm, so that this is a fair comparison. And then we'll put our last point into Power Overwhelming, why not? And then we'll equip Bash. We'll bow ourselves into like actually a build. We will walk into a pack. Bash does 1.2k to Whirlwind's 4k. Ready? Wow, look at that clear difference of just having AoE. Wild how that works. Pike. I'm not sure exactly how much damage you'd have to give Whirlwind where you can forgive it for not being able. But the answer is probably a fuck ton. But anyway, back to Whirlwind. From here, I think we're okay to max battle tested. But we could go ahead and grab Power Overwhelming as well. If Dexterity is greater than Strength and Open Wound, I'm going to take the battle tested. Oh, that's Mastery bonus? Just fucking kidding. Need 88 Strength. And then we need Dexterity to have 50% block. The rest goes into Vitality. Like we're doing 6k Whirlwinds, and it like doesn't even look as good as 1k damage Bash on groups. Like that's just disgusting, to be honest. Like there's no other way to describe it. Solid 2-socket boots with all attributes. Might be useful later. Like you can do it. You can clear things slowly. I honestly want to max Shout. Really thinking about it. Like, just get all our damage for free off of Whirlwind, pretty much. And then focus the entire rest of the build on just defenses. And and be like, yeah, we don't clear very fast, but you can't fucking kill us. Might be the plan. At the very least, it's an interesting plan. Like, once we hit like 60, 70 flat damage reduction with 50% damage reduction, I just feel like we're not going to take damage anymore. And at that point, you don't need block. I'm trying to get this level. We are at 10k accuracy somehow, magically. I think I'm just gonna push forward. Like, I fucking hate doing this cow. I'm sure I'll regret the decision later, but that is a problem for later me. Hey, bounce now. Okay, we're moving on. So we're gonna flip into hell. We're gonna quickly go over like items we're looking out for leveling before hell and that kind of stuff. First off, there's no reason whatsoever to play players 8 in hell. You're like gonna get enough experience that it doesn't matter. You're going to have like good stats, that kind of stuff. 270 bounce now. So I'm gonna go over some items worth looking for and keeping an eye out on. First of all, we're gonna make these daylights into an envy, because I don't feel like searching for another pair of gloves, and I have socket removers. So envy is Dole.
Good day.
So almost mess everything up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Dole. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're using these as our gloves because minus 50% target defense is insanely good alongside Deadly Strike, maximum life, maximum mana. Super solid glove set for us. So other things to look out for. Envy gloves are mandatory. King's Grace is almost mandatory unless you want to go ahead with a two-handed build using something like a well-rolled Bone Snap like this one. This one's kind of dog water. So there's that. For chess pieces, you're on Stealth or any good unique you find. I chose this one because it has high flat damage reduction. Another good option is Shaft Stop for percent damage reduction or Smoke for good resistances. We're on Rockstopper. You could stay with Obsession. Just pick any helm. Best is Arrogant's Face. For our belt, we're on Lust. Best in slot is String of Ears to hit damage reduction caps. Use whatever amulet you can get your hands on. Safety Craft is probably still really good. I'm on Mantled because I didn't have enough Mana Leech before swapping to Envy, but I'm actually going to wear the Stone of Jordan I found. Sucks to be poor, you bastards.
Where can I take you?
And then I'm wearing an Aggro Ring for Magic Find. Best shield is Ancient's Pledge. Hands down, you're not beating 9% to 5% to 10% maximum resistances with some actual resistance on as well. And Lightning Boots still make lightning damage do nothing to you because 10 Lightning Absorb. So that's our go-to items. Use whatever you find. As I said, the only mandatory item realistically is Envy, and everything else is just up to you. I do think King's Grace is going to be very nice for leveling here because it lets us ignore immune to physicals with our physical conviction aura. Oh, also to note, everything in Hell has 50% damage reduction to physical, which means we'll do more damage if we have something like King's Grace. So there you go. And as I said, this is Players 1. We're just going to try to get through Hell. We had a couple of stops along the way. But the main goal is just getting to them.
Not enough mana.
I switched the keybinds for my skills, so I was like, why is nothing working? I forgot to go over skills and stats. We're on just strength to wear gear, dex for 50% block, enough life, and the rest into vitality. Your max whirlwind, max master of arms, exoskeleton, natural resistance, war stance, and then you're gonna put your rest of your points in battle tested. And that's our start of Hell build. Our resistances are dog shit, and it's gonna probably stay that way for a while. To kind of make up for that, we do have 35 flat magic damage reduction, which will kind of make our resistances not suck as much, but they're still bad. You're still not going to eat 16 fireballs in a row. I want to pick up that Royal Shield and then get upset because it's a 45 resistance one. And I could have been playing Paladin this entire time. Runes? Come here, Rune Boy. God, those are awful. Thank God it was dog shit. Our damage on player 1 looks really good, doesn't it? Not that our damage was ever really bad. But yeah, we'll just go through Hell on player 1 and then we'll catch up at the designated Hell farm spots. Oh my god, farm spots are gonna suck on this character that has no AoE. Anyway, we're gonna go to the designated farm spots like Flare Jungle and pick up all our XP. most solid thing about Whirlwind is really that we just get so much, like, free flat damage that we don't have to worry about our weapon too much. It feels like being a melee caster. The problem is, like, no AoE is just such a insane gap to close. Some singular enemy somewhere. How goes the full pack? Makes me feel a little better.
The roads are safe.
A little. Plus skill. I wonder what we're putting it into. Oh, look, it's battle tested again. I think a smoke is probably a more solid armor. If I find a nice 2-socket armor, I'll make a smoke. Like, max resistances is just really nice. Check that bone. Is that necromancer ammo? It's not. There's also one Zachary. Burial grounds. Bloodraven is unfortunately well, it's 94 for reasons. I mean, hey, we made it look easy. Yeah, take the wind, you can get okay.
Good riddance. But
I think the next one after this is going to be Light Strike Necromancer. It hasn't had any changes, but I just want to show that it's not as bad as we think it is. Where am I going? I'm doing an absolute terrible job at this. I'm just like full zoned out. So there's really no reason to farm Countess in Hell, but there is a reason to go to Hell Countess right now, and it's because currently the Patreon reward for Countess is a String of Ears, which will be really good for our damage reduction. Though we will have to solve other problems like our resistances. So we'll probably will have to swap to a smoke chest piece. Which is fine. Smoke is probably one of the strongest chest pieces in the game for just free resistances and stats. I'll take a look at the barbarian chest piece, but I don't think it's any good. It's been forever since I've looked at it. Waypoint. Tree head. Then I'll probably go into Countess before we go save camp.
This tree is one of a kind.
Unfortunately. The thing is, maybe we don't bother with the smoke, because we can make Fortitude off of Helm of Festa if we're willing to farm there for a minute. God, that made our damage look really good. I don't know what the fuck happened there. But boy, did it make our damage look good. Terrible rune drops, oh my god. A superior ethereal colossus sword could be important. That could be something like actually solid. There's our new knight. Did not drop it this run. He did not drop it this run, that's so unfortunate. Okay, so we'll do a couple runs to pick up this string of ears real fast. First, I'm gonna go grab the outer cloister waypoint. And save game. You got to play against a cat plat mid laner as Oriana. Wow. Oh, that is such good damage. I might keep this. They got free indestructible sword is not a bad thing to keep. We get socket off of our socket quest to get probably 6 sockets off of it. I'm gonna be honest, I haven't wanted to play like any games recently. Like I didn't even really want to play this. I ended up talking myself into it. It took me 3 days, but I ended up talking myself into it. Okay, that's Kane Sade. Let's do a couple of Countess runs for our stash. Okay, we're gonna call that it for our Countess runs. We didn't find a string of ears. We didn't get anything useful. This is kind of interesting, but like that strength requirement is that is a 30% damage tool, huh? It has max damage on it. Oh, that's so sad. That is a 64% fire as amulet. Yeah, we'll switch amulets. Let's do a solid amulet with some resistances on it. Yeah, it does fix a lot of resistances. I'm going to keep this just in case we have a use for it later. Yeah, I think we can push forward now.
This monastery reeks with corruption.
I don't have any wants in hell. I just want to get through hell. Like, I have a couple items I might, like, kill a couple enemies for. But realistically, I think the gear we're wearing now is more than enough to get us all the way to Baal. And safely as well. I mean, that's kind of what you do in Valheim, right? Just, like, run around and kill things and pretend to build bases. Goblin? I only saw it because of the minimap. Okay, I must open my treasure chest, but let's do it in a safe spot. We are praying for a shaft stop. None of those are shaft stop, but I think I don't have this yet. Wow, 3 dog shit quivers. Oh, I thought that was going to be the other one. I was like, oh, this is really good. I'll take this. This is garbage. Nature's Peace? Ravenfrost. That's a solid find right there. So it's Nature's Peace, but like it's not a Ravenfrost. And then one more. Fell Oak, a Carnes, and a Last Legend. Unfortunately, Last Legend doesn't really have any uses. Like, it's kind of cool, but it's just not quite there. And Fell Oak is dog shit. I mean, like, Halberd's Reign isn't a bad item. It's just not Arrogant Space. The best thing we got there was that Ravenfrost. That's a very solid find for our leveling process. Cannot be frozen is a hell of a skill to have on a melee character. Yeah, the goblins really just do add so much to leveling. They feel so fun. Also, that accuracy is huge for us too. There's just a 1300 accuracy. To be honest, we're probably going to be using that that Ravenfrost through the entirety of late game 2. Superior Ancient Armor. 2 socket? 4 socket. I would have to put 2 jewels in it to make a smoke. I might do that anyway, to be honest, and just cap our resistances. That is not the right one. I want this. Nath. Lum? Oh, it's 32 midpoints. Yeah, I don't got 32 midpoints. I thought I did. I do not. Okay, well, let's not cheat. Worth keeping, though. So, off to Act 2. There's something you can do at the very start of Act 2 if you want to. You can farm Bulk Kathos set. You just need to walk over here. Do 3 spins. And then remember, this is a remodded and you're just allowed to teleport over the wall. So, anyway. Fire Eye has a chance to drop Bulk Kathos weapons. Both of them. And that would be a very large upgrade to our gear right now. So we're going to do some Fire Eye runs. As we've been leveling. And this Dogwater shield. So the reason I'm mentioning money is because currently in our Heraldic Drift shop, you can get a Storm Shield for 1,000,000 gold. Which would be super nice to have. When you go to exit this, make sure you hit this or you're going to get rickrolled by this. And no, that's not a joke or anything. You will literally get rickrolled and it sucks ass if you could escape. Have fun with that knowledge. So our current goal is we're just going to progress the game a little bit more. Keep our eye out for a couple good uniques. We might just spend time farming Mephisto, and I'll explain why we farm Mephisto. You can get a lot of good uniques off Mephisto, obviously, good sets off Mephisto. The main point is you can actually get runes off Mephisto now due to Mephisto essences cubing for high rune points. The important part of that is they're like 1 to 3 points per cube recipe, and it's actually only like 60 points for a fortitude. So you could definitely just get to Hell Mephisto and then just farm up like your entire gear set that you really need to be able to push early trials. Like grab yourself a solid fortitude, get a nice unique helm, find yourself a storm shield using the gold you can get right now. Like tons of ways to do that kind of stuff right now. Okay, we are 71 and we maxed out almost everything I want to max out on this character. Wild. The other things you're going to max out is power overwhelming, overbearing, and combat efficiency. Though arguably you can max shout over combat efficiency if you wanted to. Just to get a little more damage reduction. I don't know why I'm killing things. I don't want to do all this shit anymore. Wow, Halls of the Dead. I do think that Fortitude would be quite insane with our already really high damages. Realistically, though, a Strength Unleashed is still better. But Strength Unleashed is RNG and Fortitude is a guaranteed drop, kind of. So that's Claw Viper right there. That's interesting. Sweet. And a nice, easy, this thing. That's cool. Nice, easy maggot layer. That's the word we're looking for. And waypoint was right there. Yeah, it does suck we were not able to get a Bokathos sword, but I still think that maybe, just maybe, we're going to do more damage with our King's Grace. At least until we feel like setting up a mercenary, which I'm just not feeling. Not at this moment in time, at least. I really don't like serving mercenaries up in the first place, and I definitely don't want to set one off the server. Hey, gold? Gold Goblin's actually looking like reasonable. And the reason I'm Xing out is so I can do Fire Eye one more time in my dreams and get the item I wanted. No other reason.
Need some help?
Oh, and this is Bursting Desire, in case you were wondering what that was. Okay, those fucking Kriegers.
One could get lost in here.
Would have been really nice if I was a trap assassin. Yeah, for trap assassin, it's kind of mandatory to farm through that. Like, oh, I forgot. Take your gambles, take your bets. 1 through 4, 1 through 4. As I was saying, for trap assassin, it's kind of mandatory to farm Fire Eye until you get both pieces. For Barb, it's like I don't really need them. If I was playing like Frenzy, maybe. Hey, 1! I don't think about it. I literally can't click the thing. It is circle. I think circle is to the left. I'm not sure, but my brain is telling me circle is to the left. I don't know why I trust my brain. Hey, I was right. Surprise. God, that damage hurts. Oh my god. That's with 30% magic resist too. Holy shit. Penalty, that's just not okay. Almost one shot from 2k health with 30% magic resist against an Unraveler. Wild. On player 1. I will pick up the ring. Oh, you have 53k points. Nice. What you gonna do with them? Is there anything to even do with them?
I have failed. Diablo has freed
Let's take a
his
look.
cursed brother.
Um,
The world remains at their mercy.
you can highlight your message. You can say hi. You can modify a single emote. You can do a DAC check, which is completely useless for you because you don't play Eternal Return. You can make me switch hats. Please do not, because I'm recording for a video. You can make me switch the cats. There are no cats up. VOD reviews don't count right now because I'm recording for a video. It's exactly what it sounds like. It's a review of VOD. It's mostly there for Eternal Return stuff, but if like I'm sitting in an Eternal Return queue and you want me to watch some League of Legends stuff, I'll do that. You just gotta catch me when I'm not. Like, League VODs are fine. Preferably personal VODs. I don't really want to watch like VODs of other people. It's only for Eternal Return queues. I'm just gonna say that right now. That's when that is activated. Take a look at that. Why not? Gonna just push through this. I don't think it's gonna beat the video of the video I clipped of the person who used their like Poppy style E a good 2 seconds after the person flashed away. Like they were locked in to try to get that stun off, but the person was already gone. Like, this is just very solid, but it's just not... The best way to describe this build is it is not fun. Like, there is no other description needed. It is just not fun. Like, yeah, okay, that's a personal opinion, right? Like, what's fun for me might not be fun for other people, etc. But God, not having AoE. Like, the only thing we got going for us is we're tanky, but that's just barb stuff. And our single target damage is, like, reasonable. That's the end. End of the line, nothing else. I do not want to go Great Marsh. Let's see if we can find Player Jungle. See if we have, like, a side pathing over here somewhere. I don't think we do. It doesn't look like it. This is a go through Great Marsh one. Unfortunately. Oh, you want to see if I can pull off the Easter egg? Put these guys over here. Okay, we got 4 of them. 1 requirement fulfilled. Then we're just gonna sit here for a second. There we go. We did it. Easter egg acquired. Oh, we got the bad Easter egg. There's not 5 of them. Bullshit. Where's the 5th? Show it to me. Show me this 5th one. Okay, well, we got the negative Magic Vine Easter egg. Unfortunate. I'll fix it by exiting out as soon as I find a waypoint or a something. There was only 4 of them. It should have been the other Easter egg, but screw you, game. There we go, player jungle. And this is where we'll farm for XP. I'm so excited. First step though is I'm going to go find a waypoint so that I can reset my magic line. Because boy do I not want to try to do this with negative magic line. That will just make me sad. I guess I'll do Flare Jungle because it's Flare Dungeon because it's here. Play dungeon finished. Level am I 72? Do I even need XP? I think I'll be fine. My sword's about to break. Okay, it's actually worth doing Gibbon in ReMoDdeD. We will need this quest later.
This holy blade does not belong in the hands of the Zakarum.
We can farm this forever. But we're not going to. We're going to move on. A 4-socketed phase blade with extra attack speed is probably just a better King's Race target. But I don't feel like fixing my King's Race, so we're just moving on. Just something to note. I just really do not feel like re-rolling mine. I think our damage does not matter on base damage. For all of those people that want to farm Kuros chests because you fucking hate yourself, they do not work in ReMoDdeD. Here's proof right here. There you go. Please actually play the game. I am begging you. The Itchies not drop gold in hell? Which is rare. That's unfortunate with where they are. I have to like clear this room. Decapitating hammer. Okay, besides smashing someone's head in with a hammer, please explain how you decapitate someone with a hammer. It's a pretty blunt hammer, too, so... I feel like you're only smashing. Oh, there's a waypoint right here. Okay, let's just go ahead and do this then. Feel like there's no other choice but smash. Another really easy sewers. Let's go. It was so easy, like, I don't even want to go back to town. They misread your name and called you Jorker. That's something. That definitely is something. Fallen Jorker. Oh, I said I was gonna reset my magic find. I forgot. I'll do it after Trav. I'll just do Trav again. Oh yeah, you know what helps to craft the actual item I need to use. Why not how that works? This is Butcher's Pupil, which is an okay weapon, just like not near as good as the one I'm using. I do not need a Kriegers. I'm gonna go turn in on my quests and reset my map. You know, maybe I didn't notice that. Maybe I also clicked accidentally into Act 3 again. Act 2 again. I will say I'm not a fan of when people read my name as plausible. Like, please don't do that to me. Like any normal human being would. Okay, and then I said I was going to exit the game so I could do Traffical. Without negative magic resist. Sorry, without negative magic find. I'd love to grab some gold find and just put 2 gold find swords on and just do Tropical over and over. Grab some good gold. I think you could do it with Whirlwind, to be honest, because Whirlwind just adds so much fucking extra damage for free. You would just need to solve your resistances, which isn't hard on Barbarian. But to do that, I would need a bunch of limerings, which I just don't have right now. Waypoint. And some 6-socket swords. What a terrible waypoint existence. Goddamn. What the fuck is that damage?
Maybe now the world will have peace.
Single target damage. Great. Insane even. Super valuable single target damage. Don't talk about anything else. Yep, very good single target damage. Best even. For the gear that we have, that is actually some fucking bonkers single target damage. I can't think of a single build that like tops the single target damage besides like Summon Sork, and that doesn't really count because Summon Sork does fucking everything. But who would have guessed that being able to scale damage and elemental penetration on multiple skills with one stat would have been good. Wild how that works, isn't it? Fucking Summon Sword. Hephaestus, I'm coming for you. I want my free low room. You owe it to me.
Not enough mana.
He tanky. He's tankier than Mephisto. A goal? I'll take a goal. It's better than nothing. Is that a goblin? Is that a treasure chest goblin? Look at this treasure chest. What's a goal worth in Hiram points? 4? That's fine. Like, it's not amazing, but it's fine. Oh my god, we pulled a grandfather. Holy shit. Yes, I will keep that. Thank you. Perfect item for this build. Too bad it's required level 81. That is a Sur rune? Goblins are great. There's a full fucking fortitude right there. Keep going. I thought that was going to be a storm shield. I was like, that's the only thing that can make this better. And get the storm shield. Those are all pretty bad. I mean, I can't complain after getting a Sur rune. Oh my god, we pulled a low too. Fucking goblins, man. I'm gonna keep this and we're just gonna make our fortitude. Rune words, fortitude. If you don't luck sack off of a goblin like I did, you can always get your fortitude by farming Mephisto. You only need maximum 32 essences to do it. which sounds like a lot, but it's actually not much. El Sol Dolo, and that's maximum. You fuck up like everything else. Do I want to make it in this and just put more strength points in? I need to put a lot more strength points in. I think we just make it in the ancient armor. But making it in the Balrog skin is so sexy. But 190 strength is so goddamn much. I'm going to make it in the ancient armor and I'll fix it later. Okay, what does this change our damage to? It changes it from 6844 to 8, so it's about 2k damage. Pretty solid. Pretty solid. And then late game we might just go this. I might actually just do Grandfather late game. Like a good rolled Grandfather. And yeah, we're just going to do the Fortitude. I'm not going to do any other upgrades. I mean, that's a big upgrade, but it's one that you could reasonably have at this point in the game if you wanted to farm. Fucking Saru. And we hit the low, too. The problem is I would want a level 20 Grandfather. I don't know if that's possible. I'll have to check. Can't hit the seal because there's too many enemies. In hindsight, I probably should have cleared more of this out before hitting the seal. Okay, I think Chaos with this build wouldn't be too bad. If you want a little better weapon, our weapon is kind of dog shit. But definitely not too bad.
Would be too brief for you, Diablo.
Okay, let's go finish up Hell, and then I'm actually having enough fun with this character that I probably will do an update video after, simply because I know people love Whirlwind, and I am fine enough with this build that I don't mind showing it off again. So I think we're just going to speed through Act 5. I can't actually gain life off these things. Oops. That is a gem goblin, but I'll kill it anyway. That's 100 gems. The goblin nerf's definitely coming. So we found an SOJ, a grandfather, a sir, and a low in the 4 hours we've been playing this character. Wild. That's some hella luck right there.
Follow me.
I do kind of need to do Anya. There's Anya. I'm gonna teleport forward and see if I find a waypoint that way. Heyo.
Impossible. Not enough mana.
Okay, Tundra. Ancient's Way. Summon.
Guardians of barbarian.
Whirlwind fight. I'm gonna kill your friend real fast before I forget. Easy. Very solid. No drops, unfortunately. They do have an item specific to them they can drop with Liza. No drops, unfortunately. I'll just farm one later. So the only part I really need to be careful of is the stupid fucking unravelers in section 2. $700,000 gold. I'm gonna put that away before I lose it all. At least we can't be frozen now. Shopify still stocks. What's our percent damage reduction? 25%. Yeah, this is not good enough to start trial runs. Unfortunately, we're going to be just shy of 4 hours. Oh, I thought those were going to hit me way harder than they actually ended up doing. Almost there. I think we might be just under 6 hours. Or 4 hours. 6 hours. We will be just under 6 hours, yes. 4 is under 6. Now, if we add the time in, it would have taken to actually make the rune wards we were wearing instead of just borrowing them from our previous run of this. It's probably an extra 10 minutes, unfortunately. But we also wasted some time farming some stuff we didn't need to farm and that we didn't get anyway. And fought some goblins we didn't need to fight. And that is it for this run. We're gonna farm. We're gonna finish up here. I'm gonna go over what gear we have, and then we're done with this video. So we ended up with our King's Grace. I still think that with the amount of plus damage we have, like 5k plus damage, compared, like, it doesn't really matter what weapon we're wielding when we're adding an extra 2k on top of it, just naturally. So we chose King's Grace because of the physical conviction aura to break immunities. For our gloves, we went with Envy. No brainer, 50% target defense with Mana, Life Leech, and Deadly Strike. Almost perfect gloves. Attack speed is also kind of nice. We found a Rock Stopper, some extra damage reduction because you can't craft safety rings anymore. It was super big. We made a Fortitude in under 4 hours because we Luxac found a Low and a Sir. We didn't use the Sir to make anything, but damn if I wasn't going to make a Fortitude. Realistically, we could have finished the game without this. It's only an extra, like, what? 1.2k damage. We found a Raven Frost. The extra attacker accuracy is a big boast, but also not required. We're still on Lust Belt. I think the 20 res and Redemption Aura are kind of hard to pass up. We probably could have gotten rid of it in the late game for something else, but we didn't find something else. Realistically, this should be a String of Ears or a Verdungo, whatever you can find. We found an SOJ on this run. Yeah, this is the Luxaciest run of your goddamn life. A Raven Frost, an SOJ, a Sir, a Low, and a Low. Yeah, and a Grandfather that we can't even fucking wear. So yeah, this was the Luxaciest run of your goddamn life. Really high resistance amulet we found. You could craft a prismatic and get pretty much the same thing. We're still on the Ancient's Pledge we crafted at normal Countess. Good job, Ancient's Pledge. You did it. And same thing with these lightning boots. And that is it for our gear. For skills, we're enough dex for 50% block chance. It's really hard to get higher than that with an Ancient's Pledge. We're on enough strength to wear our gear and the rest into vitality for stats. For skills, we opted to it's max whirlwind, max war stance, max natural resistances, then max master of arms, exoskeleton, battle tested, rest of your points into overwhelm. We are currently 76, and that is it for this video. It should be up on YouTube in the next couple of days with some minor edits because I fucking forgot to turn on the music for the first 40 minutes of this video. God damn it. So I will see you guys next time. Peace until then.